It's Cam Ward on how he fits in the Brian Callahan offense. Here's Cam Ward.
I just think a lot of stuff translates over from what I did at Miami, even at Wazoo and UIW. It's a real quarterback-friendly offense. You see what he did with Joe Burrow when he got him his rookie year. But, I mean, Coach Callahan is one of the best offensive minds out there, you know. And for me, it's a blessing to play for him, for somebody who I know going to believe in me, who going to put the ball in my hands at the end of the game to go win it. As a quarterback, that's all you can really live for.
What was the play you were asking him about last night?
Switch verts.
Can you kind of talk us through why you like it so much?
Verticals. We window shopping over here.
Look, I think at the end of the day, the question isn't how does the quarterback fit in the offense? The question is, what are you going to do with the offense to make it fit the quarterback?
Yeah. Well, I think the beauty of the quarterback right here in this one, and with most good quarterbacks, when it gets to this kind of guy, he can fit any offense. There's no limitations of what he can and can't do. And that's why he was the number 1 pick in the draft and easily the slam dunk. I don't worry about any of that. I go, oh, you want to play action and let him throw the football down the field and protect it and do that? Well, he can do that. Oh, you want him to be Joe Burrow and get the ball out of his hands and boom, 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 and be accurate? He's surgical that way. That's what I loved about him. Right? I talked about a little bit the negatives of sometimes you just go, hey, take the easy completion. Don't always look for the big, sexy throw down the field. That maybe been one negative, but it's not enough to go, oh, man, I don't trust him. It was like, okay, there was 40 throws in the game. He did it once or twice. Get over it. So, yeah, I think he'll fit exactly what they want to do. But his ability to work the pocket, go through the field, and be Joe Burrow and be that kind of guy, I think that's there. And then, of course, I think his movement once he runs outside the pocket is probably better than Joe Burrow. And I don't take that lightly because Joe moves a lot better than people give him credit for. That's for sure. But so that's what I'm excited for. There are no limitations with this guy. And I think that's what the Callahans in general, dad and son, can look at this and go, hey, we got a blank canvas here. So we can put in some plays that we might not have had in or whatever because this guy can do it at a high level. And that's why I'm excited for them and the Titans.
And I love the natural chip on the shoulder that he'll never mention that comes from the fact that he's one of the most overlooked first overall quarterbacks. Now, there have been number 1 overall picks that have been overlooked because it's not a sexy thing like an Eric Fisher, Russell Maryland, a guy that isn't a quarterback,
right,
running back, or receiver. But for a quarterback to be number 1 overall and to be talked about so little relative to the rest of the class, that's just one of those things that I could see him filing away. And not that he wasn't going to work hard, but it's just going to give him a little more. And he's got a little more to prove now. And just wait until they get a load of me. Everybody's going to be talking about Shedeur. When's he going to play? Meanwhile, the Titans are tearing it up. The Titans are lighting it up. Cam Ward is and like, oh, man, maybe we should pay attention to Cam Ward now. And I think that he will earn that. And I hope he does because I really feel like he didn't get what he's earned coming in through the door. He'll command it when it's time to go play the game. We'll see.
I think so too.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody knows, but I would bet on
yes. I would too. I would bet on yes too. Between the character of the person I've heard about, from what I've witnessed, right, the way he approaches the interviews, whenever he talks to anybody with a mic in front of him, he says the right things. I think he's a total team guy that way. And now let's see if this Tennessee Titans offense can get it going, right? Last year, the defense was good. They had quarterback issues, obviously, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the talent on the offense was actually like unbelievable to where we shouldn't have expected a whole lot. I think that's too. Have they done enough here to help Brian Callahan keep his job and make Cam Ward look good? That's going to be the question. The offensive line, they've improved that. So that's a good start there, definitely. Tony Pollard's a pretty damn good running back. We know Calvin Ridley's the man, and I think he'll continue to be the man. It's just who off of that now? Who? We need other people. And that's going to be the big question here because last year it was a big gap between Calvin Ridley and next producer in the passing game was like way down the list. We had 1,000.
Nick Westbrook-Akine, who is
gone. And what did he have? 500 yards receiving, maybe 600, something like that.
97 of them were on one play against the Vikings.
Right. That's right. Of course you remember that. But that's where they need somebody else too. And can that be Van Jefferson? Will it be one of these rookies that they drafted? Does Treylon Burks finally jump on the scene here? But I do like their draft. The Chamari Dyke they got out of Florida.
DK.
DK, right. I got to get his name right. I'm these rookies. I'm still learning. He's got some real potential to be something. The Elik Ayamanor from Stanford, as we talked about him yesterday, I think he's a guy that can contribute right away. Gunnar Helm's going to help. But, yeah, on the offensive side of the ball at the skill positions, by all due accounts, going to be, being dependent on some of these young guys from the draft right off the get-go here, and hopefully that can work for them.
I was very excited as they kept drafting pass catcher after pass catcher, and we met with Gunnar Helm at the scouting combine. I predicted then and there he's going to be a head coach in the NFL one day. Just the way that the game was oozing from him, the way he was talking, maybe he was just using coaching cliches, but there was just something about the way he was coming across. It's like, this guy's going to be a head coach in the NFL. It sounds like we're sitting there talking to a current head coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
Just the attitude, the demeanor, everything about it.
Right.
I can't put a finger on it. It was everything. So we'll find out what kind of a player.
Well, you love Texas guys. You know that. Just admit it. We're smart. We got a little pizzazz. We're charismatic. You love the Texas guys. Every year. I mean, the year Jahdae Barron, you loved him this year. He was awesome the year before. With Byron Murphy, I came out of the womb swole. Yeah, that was your favorite player that year. Look at that. You working with me. You're constantly like redo his contract. I want to work with him more. You love the Longhorns. You can do it. Go do it with me. Texas fight. Yeah, Texas fight.
All right. And we mentioned Elik. Now you got me.
I got you messed up now.
You put a tilde on the end.
I did.
When you said it the last time, but he had that incredible game against Colorado and against Travis Hunter in 2023. So we'll see what the Titans can do. But they're relevant for now. Cam Ward has the potential to make them extremely relevant and competitive, and maybe. And you look at the teams in the AFC South, it's not like it's the Texans and there's this gigantic gap with the other three. They're not far behind. And if one of them gets a few things to line up just right, the Texans are going to have some real competition because they haven't been wire to wire kicking the asses of everyone. They've just been win the games they're supposed to, lose the games they're supposed to. This is a team that lost 31-2 on Christmas Day at home against the Ravens. This is not a powerhouse team. They somehow managed to win their playoff games at home despite being underdogs. Last year against the Chargers, the year before that against the Browns. They've gotten to the final 8. They gave the Chiefs everything they can handle this year. The year before, they were in a close game with the Ravens through halftime. So along the way, though, there's an opening for the Jaguars or the Titans or the Colts to make this interesting. And Cam Ward could make the Titans the team most likely to make it interesting. All right, let's take a break.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.